hate you.
It
You
it
I
don't
gotta
know me.
totally
wait. I gotta
totally
wait for the normal people with the rest of the normal people for
yeah.
Friday.
I got to see Guardians on my birthday, so getting to see Avengers on your birthday, that
That's
having a
cool.
Marvel movie open on your birthday is a special thing. Mark, when's the next time your birthday falls on a Friday, and how can we make sure that a Marvel movie opens up then?
It's never gonna happen. I was born January 29th, so it's
Oh,
just
so you get
not gonna.
terrible movies.
Yeah,
Oh
Hmm.
wow, we really need Marvel. Like,
I need
they'll
an
have,
awesome rom-com to happen on January 29th.
You can maybe get like a Hunger Games movie.
Yeah.
you'll
I have opinions about the direction of Hunger Games.
you'll
I'm not
get
too happy with it.
you'll get an action spectacular starring Jai Courtney and
Oh God. And that's all right.
yeah. So yeah, that's thing. So I'm super excited for Avengers, but Rebecca, tell us about your awesome escapades last night. Like how
Ah,
how crazy did it get?
it didn't get like too crazy. Like we just went and got sushi first, and then we went to Broovies, um, or I played pool. I'm a pool shark.
Oh,
Uh,
really?
yeah, but then like saved all my party for karaoke afterwards.
And who else was at Carrie? I saw Egg and Jimmy
Egg and Jimmy
and
were there, and Maya was there. Um, Rachel George Cade was there. Lee didn't want to come out and party, so he picked everybody up.
Lee has become a homebody. He like
Mhm.
is like, yeah, I want to go out. No, never mind. I want to sleep, and I want to.
He's actually joined my Star Wars um, campaign.
Your what campaign?
Or we my friend Aaron's putting together like an Edge of Empire game group role playing game, and Lee has joined it, and I'm pretty excited about that.
Oh, tell us more.
Lee is awesome. I love Lee.
Leezus, yeah,
Lee this
he defended me and Danielle at FanX this year because
from
there was
Skin
from
Suit.
Skin Suit, yeah. He unleashed his like scary Leezus voice and protected us.
Uh, Lee, Mark, you really need to listen to Geek Show, and Lee is just an amazing person, and everyone should go eat at his restaurant. Seriously, like the last time I was in Salt Lake, I went to Frisch 3 times.
Oh really? There's other restaurants here.
I don't care. Like I want to like I so rarely eat like super healthy, and if I can support people that I like with money, it was like, well, do I? It's like, do I eat the full Whitaker nachos at Frisch, or do I eat a huge burger at Lucky 13 uh for pub quiz? And I'm like,
Why
yeah,
not both?
I'll go. I ate the full Whitaker, and then I wasn't hungry for pub quiz.
Yeah, that's the thing about like vegan food is it'll fill you up.
Yeah. Although that night was awesome. I thought I was gonna eat, but then we totally didn't. Danielle was on our team, and we totally rocked pub quiz. That was the best.
Yeah, I was really bummed I missed it.
That was the best night. That was like an epic team that will probably never be allowed to be assembled again.
Because you
people,
guys are too smart.
people were mad because there were like 8 of us. Like I
You're only
felt,
supposed to have like 6 people.
uh, I don't know.
That's why they
Maybe
were mad.
did we did we have
Unfair
too many?
advantage.
How many of us were there? Maybe there were. Yeah, maybe there were too many, and like Shannon and Brian just didn't want to be mean to me because I was there from out of town. But like, it's okay.
You're a one-time exception.
Yeah, so that's okay. But it was hilarious because like I know everything but the alcohol, and there was a whole round about beer, and it
Oh,
was
I would
just
have
like,
killed it.
it was awful. It was imported beer. The only one I knew was Baltica, and I'm like, oh, that's a Russian beer. I know that one. I know that one. And like I looked over at Egg, and I'm like, you know that one too, and he's like, yeah, we knew that one.
I would
So,
have killed it. I'm actually going to Calgary next week for a beer festival.
so I heard.
Yeah.
That's awesome. Beer festival up in the Kizzy. Well, with thoughts of beer, let's go ahead and begin this 8th episode of Who Virgin. Uh, Welcome to our special guest, Rebecca Frost. Welcome.
Thank you for having me.
You are very welcome. Rebecca, tell people where they can find you and all the cool stuff that you do.
You can kind of find me all over the place. My main hub is Hello Sweetie Podcast. We have new episodes up every Tuesday night, Wednesday mornings, iTunes, Stitcher, and now kind of on YouTube. Um, or like hellosweetiepodcast.com. I also do some writing for Big Shiny Robot and Slug magazine.
Yeah, you are just one of my favorite people.
No,
I love all of the people from Hello Sweetie, but you 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 gals are the best. I'm trying to
no, thanks.
eliminate you guys as a like gender normative thing for my vocabulary. So you gals are the
Oh,
best.
thank you.
Um, that's why we put a an ad for you in every episode because not only do you all talk about Doctor Who all the time, but you're really really good geeks.
Well,
And
and as you
so,
get further into your Doctor Who venture, you'll notice that Hello Sweetie is actually named from a specific Doctor Who thing.
so I've been told,
Yep.
which was yeah. So
That's spoilers.
and that the actress who coined that is going to be at Salt Lake Comic Con, and y'all are going to
Yeah.
stalk her.
Yeah, Alex Kingston, which is really funny because like the minute they announced it, a bunch of our fans were like, "So you guys are gonna like interview her, right?" And we're like, "We know everybody. We know. We're aware of the situation.
Yes, we get it.
We get it.
It's like if they announced something like they were going to show the prequels at Broovies, and everyone's like, "So Brian, you going to be
Brian, are you
there?"
gonna be there?" Yeah.
It's like, yes, Brian Young will be anywhere that they're showing the prequels within a 75-mile radius of Salt Lake City. Um,
He hits like somebody mentions it like 75 miles away, and he like hits a ping. He's like, "I'm here. Someone's talking about the prequels."
my prequel sense is tingling. Hopefully, Brian will join us tomorrow night for our review of Avengers.
All right,
So
on.
yeah, that'll be great. And with us, as always, of course, is my companion Mark. Mark, thanks for being here.
Hello.
Hi, Mark.
Hello from Texas. I'm so jealous about Salt Lake City. I never really cared about Salt Lake City at all because I've lived in Texas all my life. But ever since I started following the Big Shiny Robot people, God, I hate you guys because you guys have like all the cool stuff happening there, and I have no idea why Texas doesn't have any of that. Or at least where I live, there's none of that. So I'm super jealous.
Texas does have like some stuff, all in Austin, right?
Yeah,
Yeah,
that's the thing. I live in San Antonio. We're like the redheaded stepchild.
Mm.
Like Austin gets all the cool stuff, and we get all the leftovers, if any.
that's not true
But
though.
yeah,
We've talked about this. Like San
yeah, we did.
Antonio, yeah, as you said, San Antonio is playing the long game. They're gonna
Yeah.
and if anyone
To
else from
become
San
great.
Antonio, if anyone else from San Antonio is listening, don't forget to early vote this week for mayor.
Oh,
That's
that's
a
true.
public service announcement, and we reaffirm our previous endorsement of Leticia Van de Putte for mayor.
He's cool.
Yeah.
Yeah, go vote.
So awesome, great. Well, this week we are going to talk Avengers in the second half of the podcast. We're all going to get together right after seeing it tomorrow night, and we will all talk about it. Hopefully on a huge adrenaline high. So it's going to be
I'll try to
really
get all my
exciting.
crying out during the movie.
When I saw Avengers, the first Avengers, I could not like I was literally I felt high for the next like 4 or 5 hours. Like I've never used illegal drugs. I'm such a wuss, but I I imagine that is what being high is like. Like the entire drive back from Houston to Austin, I was just like, I can't believe what I just saw in front of my eyeballs. So I have, and then I couldn't talk with anyone for like 3 weeks before anyone else saw it. It was terrible. So uh, that was great. So we'll all talk about that. But then we're going to talk about the beginnings of David Tennant this week. So we're very happy to have Rebecca here.
Yeah, he's
She,
my doctor.
yeah. So we're super happy about that. And I got to 3 episodes this week. The Christmas Invasion, New Earth, and the werewolf episode. What is that?
Tooth and claw.
Tooth and Claw. There we go. Thanks. I've got you here to keep me honest.
I have a thing pulled up. I have a cheat sheet.
Oh, good. I
I
did
came
not.
prepared.
So let's talk the Christmas invasion. Uh, I really kind of loved this because it was the first time I really felt like aliens were really scary in Doctor Who.
What?
I I think the Daleks are like cool, but
Not even the mannequins? The
mm,
mannequins are more terrifying than the Christmas trees.
I liked the Christmas tree. That was hilarious.
Yeah,
The,
the spinning kung fu Christmas trees are freaking awesome. You
So
know,
hokey. They're
I,
so hokey.
well, yeah. I mean, I'd be less scared and more like, this is so freaking cool. Right.
we talked about what would be really truly scary if all of the plastic on the Earth animated and came
Oh my
alive,
god.
and like how like go back a few episodes to where we talked about that. We talked about the giant Pacific garbage patch made up of plastic trash, how scary that would be as like a sea monster, and then all of the other plastic things that would begin attacking us. Which, since we're trying to keep it a PG-rated podcast, we won't specifically talk about. But
But
yeah, that would be scary. But since we didn't see any of those, then I still thought that these were actually pretty scary aliens, and I like them.
yeah, I'm not sure I'd qualify them as scary, but I will say this: I guess the monsters get scarier as the seasons progress. I think so, anyway. But I'm not sure this qualifies as scary.
Yeah, I guess like I forget that you haven't seen it before, so I'm thinking of like future aliens and future villains that are like absolutely terrifying.
Right.
And so I guess like for you to say now that like these aliens are the scariest ones that you have so far seen, like that's fair. That's fair enough.
Yeah, that's yeah. And I also like that they said that they rock. Like, oh, that's in your universal greeting, eh? We rock. I I thought about the guys from Star Trek who in Next Generation they kidnap Geordi and try and get him to give them weapons, and they're like, "We're smart now. We're strong now." They're like, "We rock." They're like nerd aliens. We have to tell people that we rock. So
You don't know this, but on our planet we're actually pretty cool. So
I like that. Can we talk about the Prime Minister a little bit? And
Harriet Jones,
yeah,
she's dope. I love her.
I really liked her too. I loved the like final turn with her and what she did with Torchwood. I don't like I felt like that was a really strong ballsy move, and I actually, contrary to what the Doctor thinks, I think she made the right call.
We had that discussion a while ago.
Yeah.
How far are you willing to go to protect? I mean, are you willing to sacrifice the few to protect the many? And yeah, this is one of those instances where I don't feel that what she did was all that wrong, but I could see the Doctor's point of view. What I liked about it is how he sowed doubt into everybody's minds with those. Oh, the five wards.
Yeah. She
Uh,
looks very tired,
she
doesn't
looks a
she?
little tired, right, doesn't she? Yeah. Because that's the way we are, you know. Well, let's take Hillary Clinton for example. She's running for president. All anybody ever talks about is like she looks old now, or she looks too old to be the president. And unfortunately, that will sway people. So the Doctor was onto something there,
Which
I
is
think.
unfortunate because you know like John McCain will try to run again, but nobody complains about his age.
Exactly.
Right. It's
Exactly.
sexist. Absolutely so.
And that was that was something that really struck me, and I'm like, oh, that's so true, and it's so awful that like man, female politicians can't catch a break. You can't. You're if you're too strong, then you're a bitch. If you're not strong enough, then
You're
well,
such a
she
chick.
obviously can't be president because she's too soft, and insert jokes about menstruation.
And then her
And
period of run everything.
I know it's like it's so terrible, and it's so sexist, and it really that actually really kind of bothered me, that he would do that, because I also felt like the Doctor was a huge hypocrite in that point. It's like, you were willing to make that ultimate sacrifice to wipe out the Daleks, but you're not willing to let Earth take out one spaceship full of aliens who came and tried to invade. It's like,
I think though, I really wish this was the future and not this episode, because there's things about his character that later on make sense about why he would make this decision.
mm-hmm.
Right.
So that was something cool with this regeneration then, where he was really kind of confused, and other people seemed kind of confused. He's like, well, who am I? What kind of person am I? And so with regeneration, is there a personality shift or something like that? Explain this to me.
Yes.
Yeah, definitely. And because Mark, you've seen Day of the Doctor. Mark, have you seen Day of the Doctor?
Yes, I have.
Yeah. So there's Christopher Eccleston's, and you can kind of see this in the show too. He's a very angry doctor. He uses this regeneration to kind of let go of some of his anger, and so you will notice that with his personality shift.
Right, and there's more of a sense of deep remorse and regret with each regeneration, I should say. What it wasn't evident to you, because you obviously haven't seen Classic Who or the 1990 movie, is that there was a transition between the War Doctor and then what we got with Christopher Eccleston. And there's the whole weight of the decision he had to make to end the galactic war with the Daleks. So Christopher Eccleston's Doctor had that weight on him, so he had all that anger within him, and it showed. But when he regenerated to David Tennant's Doctor, he's dealing with things a little differently because of the consequences of his previous actions. And it goes on with each regeneration. He deals with it a little differently.
Yeah, so I think that's interesting. I'm interested in seeing where this goes and coming back to reflect on this. And anyone who is a real Whovian should go and listen back a few episodes ago on Hello Sweetie podcast feed, where you put up a panel from Salt Lake Comic Con with you and one of our other big shiny robots, Tyson Huber, who we hope to have on here. We hope to have Tyson on here sometime soon, talking about Peter Capaldi's question of Am I
a good man?
Am I a good man? I specifically did not listen to that episode because I didn't want to get spoiled, but I will come back to that, and I'm really interested in this question of how these things happen. I also like that a cup of tea helped him regenerate. That was kind of hilarious.
So British. So British.
That was so incredibly British. Okay, on to New Earth. So I thought this was really kind of interesting, and it reinforced my opinion that you should not trust cats with anything. They are sociopaths. And
I'm such a crazy cat lady, though.
I said that specifically because I knew you were here. So, evil cats, jeez. How dare they?
My cat's not evil. First of all, my cat's a diva. She's missing a leg, and she will let you know it. I can't do much. I'm missing a limb.
Why do cats always seem like they're looking deep into your soul and judging you? Always.
My cat doesn't.
Every cat I've seen just gives me those eyes like, I know what you're doing. I know what you did. And they make me nervous.
I guess my cat...
Really wrong.
My cat, she will, she doesn't walk places. She runs like she has urgent news. And, when she finds you, she'll look at you like, hey, everything okay over here? So I guess, she does kind of, she's not judging, but she's, very concerned all the time.
Is she, your protector?
No!
She's just
God, no.
No? Oh, okay.
No. She would, a first sign of danger, she's like, Maggie, out.
Just like, you handle this.
She's like, I've got 3 legs. I can't do anything about this.
You're the human. Hey, you do.
That's awesome. So let's dive in a little bit more here. I was at first really kind of disappointed to see the return of Cassandra. I'm like,
Yes.
oh
Oh
great.
God, she's the worst.
Like,
Yes.
what is with this? But then I really liked it by the end. So I really liked what this allowed the characters to do, and specifically what we got to see out of Billie Piper
I think
playing Cassandra.
I
Yeah.
think the reason, at least like for me, and this is really shallow, I don't like Cassandra because she's just a trampoline. But then like once you get her personality in Billie Piper's body, like and she's fleshed out a little bit more, no pun intended.
Fleshed out.
Oh, yeah.
Uh, um, I like her character a little bit more because she like is ambitious and bitchy and
Yeah. I
has
like
an
the
agenda.
I like the ass face joke. Uh, that was cool.
Yeah.
But
There was twice in that episode where they made an ass face joke and they made a bitch joke, and it's like they wouldn't say the words, but they almost did.
but you
Oh,
see what they did with Cassandra is what they did with the Return of the Slevine is that there was a course correction where it was kind of silly at first when we first met them, the Slevine as well as Cassandra, and then we got an episode that kind of corrected the over silliness that they went with. And I really enjoyed this episode. Like you, when I first saw that Cassandra was going to be involved, I was like, ugh, okay, well, let's see what they're going to do. And this might be a throwaway episode, but it was actually very, very strong, and it ended perfectly, I think. But there's so much more to that episode other than just Cassandra. It's using, I guess, bred humans to cure diseases for the ultra rich. You know,
mhm.
who knows? We might be going that route in a few decades. So there's that whole ethical issue, and of course you have cat people. So like the cat people made me smile. Although their form of defense of just showing their claws, I was like, oh, come on, is that all you got? Just you're
Well,
gonna come at me with
He didn't even
claws?
scratch.
they were gonna start scratching people like that. That could cause some damage. Like, just think about like those are
They
those are
were so
pretty big.
slow though.
And you can
They were
get an
so slow.
infection. It's the long con, really.
I don't know.
It was smart. It would definitely smart.
I think anyone human-sized with actual claws could actually like shred you up pretty bad. Like, you tear your face off. Um,
I have no doubt, but they couldn't outrun the zombie people. Like, what good are your claws? Like, aren't you supposed to be fast?
I guess.
Well,
that's
they're only
true.
on two legs. Have you ever seen a cat try to get around on two legs?
Well, apparently there's one on 3 legs.
And she does run everywhere. I think you need like at least 3 legs to get anywhere really fast.
See, that's what these cat people were missing. If only they'd had a third leg, then
They
they
were
could
cute.
outrun the
I'll give them
zombies.
that.
No, so I really like that, and that halfway through the episode, it turned into a zombie movie. And it's like, oh, all right.
I hate the zombie trope like so much. It's so convenient, and especially in this type of like they set it up so perfectly, right? Where they have all of these diseases contained, and by the way, I'm just going to unleash all of them.
Right.
And
There's
for like,
one
and
button.
for what? And for what? There's always one button.
Yeah, that was a major design flaw. That's
Like
like,
the guy who
oh,
designed the
hey,
Death Star also designed this hospital in New York.
exactly. Oh, we have a small thermal exhaust port right below the main port. Maybe we should make it ray shielded. That way, nothing will happen. It'll be fine.
Yeah, it'll be okay.
So that was definitely a major flaw with what they were doing. But I think overall, but let's go back and talk about Billie Piper, because she really does great work here as when she starts channeling Cassandra.
Yeah, I really like because it proves that she's so much more than just like a chavish London girl who says "mother" and "over there" and speaks like so poorly, and then she can like transform into this Cassandra elegant character.
Yeah, she can actually act. That was great. It was nice to see that she wasn't. I've said before that I kind of like Rose because she's a little bit thick. She's a little bit dumb. She's a little bit street. But I really liked seeing Billie Piper stretch those acting muscles and be like, I can be other things. I'm not I'm not just here because I'm a pretty face.
Well, she used to be a pop star too, you know.
Yeah, I know. We talked about that. Although I have no idea what. eh, my- I still have not listened to any of her music. Mark,
I
if you.
spent one evening like spending all night watching all of her music videos.
No way.
Yeah.
How was it? Because I've never
uh,
even bothered.
Junior high me would have loved it had I had access to it.
Really? Is she sort of like England's answer to Debbie Gibson? That's what I'm picturing in my head. No?
No, no, she's more like England's like answer to Mandy Moore, not like popular enough to be Britney Spears, you know?
Right. Okay. All
So,
right.
so Robin Sparkles or Billy Piper?
Robin Sparkles. Nice.
No,
Billy
seriously.
Piper. Billy Piper always.
No,
Billy
Robin.
Piper more than
I have to go Robin Sparkles.
Sparkles.
Yeah.
I kind of love Robin Sparkles. Okay, no, I don't love Robin Sparkles. I love Maria Hill.
Maria Hill.
So-
Yeah,
You like Kobe Smulders.
I like Kobe Smulders.
we do.
Yeah.
I'll fight you.
Did I ever tell you about? I've never told you about my awesome idea for an episode of How I Met Your Mother that they never made.
Oh,
But
they probably
should,
would have messed it up anyway.
Uh,
they should have done one where they acknowledged that Kobe Smulders was in Avengers, and that it was stunt casting because they were worried that a movie with Captain America in it wouldn't do well in Canada. So
nice.
they got Robin Sparkles to be Maria Hill, and then everyone's really mad because they're like, we could have been that. We could have had cameos in that, and Barney's like, I could have been the guy playing Galaga, because like if there is a guy on the deck of the helicarrier who totally looks like Neil Patrick Harris.
See, I imagine that Barney's character would want to be like the Nick Fury and the Robert Downey Jr. and like he would play like all of the characters.
Yeah, and then we just have like scenes and flashbacks and fantasy sequences where like Lily and Marshall are Hawkeye and Black Widow.
And Ted would be that waitress in the restaurant that Captain America saves.
Ted would be the waitress in the restaurant. That's so good. See, this is a better episode of How I Met Your Mother than the entire like last 2 seasons. Oh well.
I hate you guys. Really? There's that
Did
much
you
hate?
like the ending? Did you like the ending?
Yes, because that's the only way it could have ended.
Oh my God!
That's the only way it could have ended.
We have to go back to talking about Doctor Who. I will fight you.
Okay.
Okay.
Welcome to Fisticuffs.
Yeah. I think we'll have to cut off How I Met Your Mother talk, and
I'm sorry. I think you're a great person, but your opinion is wrong.
Okay, we have to keep it PG. So I'll just calm myself down.
That's
center
okay.
myself. But yeah, back to Doctor Who.
So back to Doctor
The
Who.
face of Bo.
The face of Bo. That's where I wanted to go as well. I like that they kept it open, and he's like, "No, I'm not dying now. You're gonna see me one more time, and then there's some big secret."
Are you gonna watch Torchwood?
Yes, absolutely.
Okay.
Please, yeah.
Yeah. And I should have mentioned that with the last episode, that like, more mention of Torchwood, and that this is gonna happen. So I'm really excited that that's going on. And I can't wait to get there. When does Torchwood start? Is it like the next season that it will be concurrent, or?
I don't remember the year, honestly.
I want to say it's the next season because I watched them in conjunction. Like I would watch an episode of Doctor Who and then I'd watch an episode of Torchwood.
I don't remember. It's been a while.
I'll look it up and make sure that I'm not missing out on Torchwood goodness early. Like if it came in like the second half of the season or something. But I'm really excited that this is happening. Oh, and speaking of which in Tooth and Claw, we actually got to see the actual literal founding of Torchwood,
Right.
with Queen Elizabeth saying, "We're going to do this and we're going to call it Torchwood."
Yeah.
So
Do you know how long it was a year, or it was like an abnormally long time before somebody pointed out that Torchwood is an anagram for Doctor Who,
Doctor
and it
Who.
blew my mind.
See, that was like one of the first things that I knew about it. It's like, oh, it's an anagram for Doctor Who, and I'm like,
Oh,
did Queen Elizabeth know that? Was she playing the anagram game, or was that just? Is there some other meaning for Torchwood that I don't know, other
I
than that
think
it sounds cool?
I think it just sounds cool.
Sounds cool is a good enough reason for me. So, I like that. I like that there's going to be some sort of paranormal investigation, something or other. Oh, I also like the fact that the Queen is part werewolf, and that means that specifically William and Kate's children are probably werewolves.
Right.
So,
That's
Royal
cool.
Baby Watch 2015, that
That's
could
why
be werewolf.
that's why the Queen's never gonna die. She's part
That's exactly
werewolf.
why. Yeah. She's
Well,
got a
he
supernatural
said
blood now.
he said late or early 21st century when it would finally like show up for real. So
We'll see.
I don't know. You think the Queen right now is part werewolf, or you think?
She's like 300 years old. Of course she is.
She
Oh,
has to be
how old is she?
like 1,000.
She has to be. Yeah.
No,
I
I
don't.
she's like 90 something.
I think there have been other children that we don't know about that she's eaten or something. Like I'm pretty sure they've been sacrificed. She's bathed in their blood. I'm sure of this.
Queen Elizabeth has found the fountain of youth.
It's her own children.
Throw her in a Lazarus pit.
That's got to be it.
So Torchwood started airing in October of 2006, and season 3 started airing in 2007.
So it's before 3. Okay.
So that's before season 3.
Okay, so I'll start watching some episodes in between season 2 and season 3. I'm glad we have you here to keep me straight, Rebecca.
Yeah,
that's good.
tell me to Google anything, and I'll Google it.
To the Googles. Excellent. So the other thing I really liked was I thought this was really cool. Well, first of all, that they really mixed up genres. It's like, hey, I thought this was going to be a werewolf episode, and the first opening sequence is like super martial artsy, and I'm like,
Yeah, Shaolin monks, man.
what is this? I totally was not expecting this.
I thought that was kind of hokey. I'm still confused about it. I'm not sure if I like it. Initially, I thought it was gonna be cool because I was like, ooh, Shaolin monks, but they're not. But they still kick all sorts of ass. And then there's werewolves, and it's kind of confusing. I love that that was the founding of Torchwood, so we get a better understanding of Torchwood. But I'm not too sure I really like that episode.
Yeah, that's me. Like, I like the first half of it, but then later as you watch and you realize, oh, it's werewolves. Like, oh, it's zombies in the last episode, werewolves in this episode. Let's do something and it's still really early enough in the show. It's like their second season, so they have to do like a monster of the week type thing before they can actually start getting into like the Torchwoody kind of thing that they're building upon.
Yeah, I get that. I think I'm more tolerant of like the monster of the week thing because like I just think back to like Buffy and like the first season and like half of the second season was kind of monster of the weeky too. Supernatural, the first couple seasons,
Right.
totally
Monster of the week. Smallville, the first season, totally monster of the week.
Smallville was like the worst monster of the week, and then it was monster of the week, and Clark discovers a new superpower because of the monster. So
Why are you people intent on hurting me this week?
No, I like Smallville.
I like all of those shows.
Yeah. Supernatural, however, designed their show to be monster of the week.
Yeah.
Well, the problem with Supernatural for me is that it's become so repetitive. I don't even know why it's still on.
It honestly should have ended after season 5.
Right, I totally agree with you. And you know what? I'm still an idiot because I sit down and watch it. When new episodes come up, but I find myself bitching throughout the entire episode. Like, we've seen this before. They've already done this before. Like, why are they still doing this?
Yeah, I'm halfway through season 8.
And
I keep hearing that it gets better and better, but I'm like,
What's the season with Swan Song? That was supposed to be the like series finale. Like I thought that
5.
would have been a good. That was
Right.
5.
But that was when like the original showrunner left.
Yeah.
Yeah,
And
season
it should
5.
have ended. It should have ended there.
Although I have to say I really like Castiel, so I'm glad that we've gotten more of that. I mean, your mileage may vary with how much you like
No,
Cass.
I'm not saying that I hate it. I still watch it, and Castile is cool. But a lot of the messes they get themselves into, it's been done. Like
I
they need to. They either need to start a whole new thing. I don't know what it's gonna be, or just end it
Like which brother do we need to save from hell this season?
this season. Yeah, which one's gonna be the evil one this time?
I like
these
how
are fine.
I like how it's gotten so big and they know how much they've done that they can do these super meta episodes like
The convention episode, the supernatural convention
Ah, that
episode.
was
no, even
horrible.
better was the musical episode, the High School Musical.
They were both horrible.
I haven't gotten to the musical episode yet.
the the High School Musical. You'll love it, Rebecca, because there's a part where they specifically talk about like, oh, this is where we have the roadside beer scene,
Yes.
and like it's where that's like
Talk
the
about
epic
our
finale,
feelings.
and then everybody sings "Carry On, My Wayward Son."
Yeah, no.
Know
So
exactly
meta, it
what
hurts.
we're doing. It's so meta, it hurts.
The trickster episodes are the ones that I hate the most too. I can't
Oh,
stand them.
really?
I can't stand them.
Oh, I love him.
I want to punch him.
No. Okay.
Yeah, I do. No.
I kind of like him. I like that. I like that Supernatural's universe is big enough to like bring in everything from Norse gods and Christian mythology and just everything. It's fun, but it makes. I mean, we talked about this when we were talking about Sleepy Hollow several episodes ago, Mark. It's just like it's so hard because it's hard to do anything new or original now because everyone's done it. Supernatural did it, Buffy did it,
Simpsons did it.
Simpsons did it, South Park did it. There's just nothing new to do. So with that, I actually want to, before we end, talking about things that have been retread and things that have been done, I want quick reactions to what everyone thinks about the Jared Leto Joker photo. Because everyone is talking about this, and I think we need just 2 minutes to do our reactions.
We're gonna do what I hate to do, which we spoke about this a couple of weeks ago. We're gonna have fanboy, fangirl reactions, but let's do it.
Well, so here's the thing: is I don't like Batman stuff anyway. So,
What?
so when they released the Jared Leto picture, I was like, oh, okay, that's what they're doing with this.
The first thing that came to my mind is, oh, this is gonna be campy. I hope not, but it feels like.
I don't get campy from that.
Really, I do. I think they're gonna like. I don't know what they're doing. That's my problem. Like, where are you guys going with this? Like, what do you want to do? And I think they're gonna make it too comic-y, if I can use that weird word.
Yeah.
And I see a real problem with that because they don't translate well to movies if you're gonna go that route. I'm gonna hold judgment on it, but I'm getting a very uneasy feeling about the Suicide Squad. And as a matter of fact, I don't even know why they're doing the Suicide Squad movie right now. There's no need to do it right now. I have no idea how it's gonna connect with Batman versus Superman.
Agree with that. It seems odd to be throwing out Suicide Squad other than they're like, oh, hey, we heard Sony was going to make a Sinister Six movie, so let's make our version of that. And
Well, and poor like Arrow and Flash, like they're trying to build upon their own franchises, but WB's like, no, forget about that. We got this. Don't worry, go do your little thing. We got this.
yeah.
When really the CW is like, no, we actually are doing pretty well over here.
Well, it totally sucks that like they're like, hey, Arrow, you can't have Deadshot anymore. You can't have Amanda Waller anymore. we're going to take those toys away from you. And it's like, no! I love these episodes where Diggle gets to go out and, like, play hero. Those are fun. I like those.
But Arrow has gone down like massively this season. They're not even treating their characters right. So we had this Facebook argument with a friend of mine, with a friend of ours, about separating the DC shows from the DC movies, and she didn't understand why they had to do that. I kind of do, and I don't mind them doing that. I'd like to keep the movies separate from the TV shows, at least in this instance, because of what's been done with Arrow so far. Strong first season, good second season, and now we have a soap opera.
I think it's always been really soap opera-y. Come on. I mean, I liked it, but...
Not as bad as this season, though. Not as bad. I mean, honestly, how many times can Oliver fall deeply in love? Like, are you freaking kidding me? Like, he's that heartbroken about Felicity? You were banging Sarah last season. Like, how can you be so in love with Felicity now?
I know some guys who, like, that's totally how they are. They're like,
oh my God, who? Let's gossip.
Let's do this. Brian.
No. I have another friend, Andy. I actually have another friend named Andy, and he's awesome. Sure. Yeah. No, you don't know him. Cassidy Johnson knows him. They used to work together. Yeah, that guy, like, falls in love so quickly and, like, head over heels, and, like, I think there's just some people who are totally romantics. And
yeah, but is he also fighting crime? Like,
no, you can't have both. You cannot have your cake and fight it too.
You can't kick ass and fall in love with 10 people in 1 year. It's not possible, man.
Andy
your body physically cannot support that many hormones.
Andy introduced me to Frank Miller Batman and Frank Miller Daredevil, so I always he's got all sorts of geek cred with me. So even though he's not fighting crime, I'll always talk him up. I want to go back to Leto for 1 second, just because I don't think the problem is that he's campy. I'll tell you what campy is. I was at Toys R Us yesterday, and they have Batman 66 action figures, and they had the Joker with his surfboard, and it looks like Cesar Romero. That is campy.
Oh,
the surfing Joker.
To me. He's Cesar Romero with tattoos. That's my problem.
Yeah. So, but I don't think it's campy. I think it's that it's being a little bit too literal, and they're trying to be like, hey, what if we made him edgy? Or it's like the Simpsons episode where they create Poochie, and they're like, hey, well, he should be a rapping surfer, and he should be really, really edgy and use phrases that the kids like. And
like, I wonder if they, like, went into a hot topic and were like, this is the direction we want to take the Joker in.
Yes.
Yeah. So instead of being like, we really like these aspects of the character that we're pulling from Batman the Animated Series, or from Alan Moore's Killing Joke, or, you know, whatever other versions of the Joker you want to pull from, it seems like they're doing a kind of different take on it that may not be exactly the Joker. That being said, I'm willing to withhold judgment, because I don't want to be that nerd, but I don't know. It makes me uneasy, but let's be honest, I'm still going to be there.
I want to know like what the rest of the cast is going to look like. Honestly, like if they're going to take it in the similar direction.
They have Jai Courtney. I'm super uneasy now. Yeah, Andy and I have discussed our hatred about Jai Courtney for a while now, and this film coming up, I just don't understand it already. I want to like it, and I hope I do. And I'm talking crap right now, but I'm gonna be the first one in line, hoping that it's good. But I don't have a good feeling about this so far. But then again, I didn't have a good feeling about Fantastic Four, and the last trailer kind of reeled me in. I liked what I saw.
I'm still very
Me too, but at least what I saw in the last trailer, got me. It piqued my interest and it held it. So I'm gonna give it a shot. Hopefully it'll blow me away. I'm hoping.
Yeah.
But
David Ayer is just so interesting. It's like everything is either Training Day or Fury or Sabotage. Which, Rebecca, did you see Sabotage with
No.
Arnold? Oh, that
Uh-uh.
was like seriously one of the worst movies of last year. It was awful. Just
I like actively avoid anything that Arnold is in.
Yeah. So, well, coming up in a couple months, you'll get Terminator Genesis with Arnold and Jai Courtney. So you get a double dose
And Matt Smith.
And oh, that's right, and Matt Smith is in that too.
that would be the only reason I'll be in line the first night.
Amelia Clark.
Because we all know Matt Smith was the greatest doctor ever. Waiting for everybody to agree with me.
No.
Okay. 2-minute final argument of why Matt Smith was not the greatest doctor ever, Rebecca. And
You want to do this in 2 minutes?
2 minutes? That's insane.
Yeah.
Nope, I can't do it. Nope. I think the thing that I hate most about Matt Smith's Doctor is the groupies that he brought with him. It's because like all of a sudden Doctor Who got really popular, and then when they cast Capaldi and everyone was like, "Ugh, gross," I was like, "You are not true fans of Doctor Who because you obviously don't get the whole thing, and the Doctor's not gonna be handsome, and he's not gonna be cute, he's not gonna be quirky all the time." Matt Smith to me is a very howdy-doody Doctor, and I just don't like his personality, and I just don't like him.
Oh, well, to me, he channels both the first and second Doctors perfectly. If you've seen Classic Who, he's got a lot of aspects of Phil Hartnell. And
that's what I've heard. Like, I haven't watched any Classic Who.
And Patrick Thornton. A lot of his mannerisms and the way he speaks, channels both of them. And I really appreciate that. But he is the Doctor that's also the most human of all the Doctors that we've seen so far.
No way.
Yes, he is. Yes, he is.
What, because he hangs out at Amy and Rory's house?
Oh, for one, yeah. Unless he marries a human. Or a half-human, anyway. No, but leaving that aside...
Spoiler alert, jeez. Guys,
what have you done?
Do you not understand the premise of this podcast?
It's Rachel's fault.
It is not my fault. I was expressing an opinion. You took it too far and spoiled the whole show. Now Andy has no reason to watch it. I hope you're happy.
I'm done. This podcast is over.
Yeah, but in my defense, there's a lot of half-humans in this show, so you have no idea who the hell I'm talking about.
Fair enough.
Ew! Drops the mic.
Yeah, so that'll be great. I'll look forward to that, like, when I finally get to Matt Smith in, like, July or August, probably. So that'll be a lot of fun. Great. Well, we're going to take a break and give you some ads right now for Hello Sweetie and for Full of Sith. You should totally listen to them. And then we're going to come back and reassemble, yes, with our review of Avengers. So until then, enjoy these.